This cascading diagram shows the average American consumer debt stacking up, reaching exactly $104,755. To escape this massive liability, a growing number of borrowers are attempting a radical strategy, the 90-day sprint. The goal is to liquidate every high-interest balance in exactly 3 months. For the first 60 days, the math works perfectly. People slash expenses, throw thousands of dollars at their balances, and watch their principal shrink to zero. The digital dashboard finally shows no money owed. But exactly 1 month after that final payment, a new notification arrives. A shocking statement appears. New late fees, a past due balance, and a credit score that has dropped by dozens of points. The consumer did everything right, but the modern financial system is programmed to extract penalties the exact moment a borrower tries to permanently close their accounts. Executing a 90-day payoff requires an immediate, massive influx of cash. People achieve this by selling off secondary vehicles, liquidating furniture, and emptying out years of accumulated possessions. They also adopt a behavioral tactic called loud budgeting. Loud budgeting is the practice of openly and vocally telling friends and family about your strict financial limits to avoid expensive social obligations. Dropping the facade of quiet luxury frees up thousands of dollars, but it creates immediate interpersonal friction. Friends push back on declined dinner invitations, and family members question the extreme austerity. Willpower and strict social boundaries solve the human side of the debt equation, but focusing entirely on cutting expenses leaves the borrower completely blind to the mathematical traps waiting for them at the finish line. The first trap triggers when the next billing cycle begins. A user logs in expecting a clean slate, only to find a new balance and a missed payment penalty, even though they paid their previous statement balance in full. This timeline illustrates a mechanism called trailing interest. Trailing interest is the daily fee that accrues on a balance between the day your statement closes and the day the bank actually processes your payment. Credit cards use a daily periodic rate. A daily periodic rate is an accounting method that divides your annual interest rate by 365, applying a tiny percentage of interest to your balance every single day. That means while your payment is in transit, new interest continuously compounds on the original principal. Because the user assumes their debt is fully cleared, they stop checking their account. That leftover $5 interest charge sits unpaid, quickly triggering a $30 late fee and a negative mark on their credit history. Banks intentionally do not include this accumulating interest on the standard digital dashboard. The number you see on your screen is a snapshot from the past, not the real-time amount you owe today. A zero balance on a mobile app is an illusion. It catches aggressive savers off guard and pulls them right back into the penalty cycle. The second blow hits a few weeks later. The moment a person finally achieves total debt freedom, their FICO credit score drops by up to 40 points. FICO is a specific credit scoring model used by lenders to determine a borrower's risk level based on their active borrowing history. This 3D pillar chart breaks down the FICO algorithm. The system heavily relies on your active credit age. Active credit age is the average length of time your currently open credit accounts have been active, represented here by the length of credit history pillar. When you aggressively pay off and close an older credit card or loan, the algorithm completely stops factoring it into your active calculations, crushing your average credit age. Eliminating a car note or student loan also removes installment loans from your profile. This narrows your credit mix. Credit mix is the variety of different loan types you hold, and the scoring model uses it to assess your reliability. Furthermore, closing a credit card after paying it off shrinks your total available credit limit. If you have small balances on other active cards, your credit utilization ratio suddenly spikes. Your credit utilization ratio is the percentage of your total available credit limit that you are currently using. The scoring algorithms interpret a sudden lack of active, predictable debt as a risk factor. They penalize individuals for successfully exiting the borrowing ecosystem. Surviving day 91 also requires navigating the arrival fallacy. The arrival fallacy is the cognitive illusion that reaching a specific goal will yield lasting, permanent happiness. Instead of euphoria, former debtors often experience emptiness and a frugality trauma that makes them terrified to spend money on basic needs. To defeat trailing interest, you have to bypass the digital dashboard entirely. You must explicitly request a full payoff amount from the institution, which calculates the exact daily interest through the projected date of your final payment. To prevent the FICO penalty, do not close your accounts once the balance hits zero. Keep your oldest revolving credit lines open but dormant. This artificially preserves your credit age and keeps your utilization ratio low. Escaping the debt cycle requires specific tactical execution. You must actively manipulate bank policies and scoring algorithms to protect your progress. Once the full payoff amount clears and the dormant accounts are secured, you reach a verified mathematical state of debt freedom. The phantom charges stop and the credit score stabilizes. The immediate next step is breaking the extreme austerity habits. You must transition your cash flow away from a high-stress liquidation mindset and redirect it toward wealth accumulation and asset protection. True financial independence requires permanently outsmarting the hidden rules of the financial system. You have to understand the algorithms before they can use your progress against you.